have the Final Fantasy notes in one folder, and then I have Icewind Dale and Vampire, and now Saltmarsh in another folder, and I don't know if I took notes for the Woodland Critters campaign. Probably should
That's okay.
have.
Oh my god.
When I do that one, I'm gonna keep like what happened as how the party gets together, except Ryan because he wasn't there, and then just kind of reboot it because
And
I've been
Badger guy.
and I do
you're
believe I just listed off 5 campaigns. Yeah.
yeah. I would like to get Icewind Dale like finished.
It's just TPK, everybody.
Not before we fight Ego's brother, because I built that bad guy when I started this campaign. I've been very excited about it. Mainly, I just want to play like an Ultron-esque character. It's cool when you're the DM. You get to make all the evil characters.
You gonna sing the Pistachio song?
Uh,
You
is that
know,
the song he sings?
the pastrami song? Yeah.
Oh, you said pistachio. I don't
did.
remember
Peanut
the song.
butter.
I said paparazzi.
Pensacola?
Yeah. See, Ryan gets it.
The
Peninsula.
Peninsula song?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it.
Alright. It's kind of like Lisa Lampanelli.
Yeah. Or like Pizarro.
In the game Final Fantasy, one of the starting towns, it's pronounced Limsa Laminza. It's very hard to
You
say.
didn't even say it correct. It's Limsa Laminsa.
That's what I said. I might have needed to enunciate better. But no, we all call it like Lily Lollipops, Lisa Lampanelli, Lute Like Singer.
No,
What was that one?
Do you not know the Pinocchio joke?
Lapras
for-
Labradoodle.
Do you not know the
Legolas.
Pinocchio joke for Rachel's character?
He wasn't here for that one.
Oh, were you not part of the Amanda's
Jack and
campaign?
the Beanstalk.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, she has a character name that she played Pinocchio, but we always call him
Pistachio.
everything that starts with the letter P, but the name Pinocchio. And hey, one word.
So the classic philosophical story of Pelotopes. Just start making up
Exactly.
words.
You get it. You get it. Potato would understand. So, Amanda, about that recap.
There were things that happened.
I mean, you
A
were
lot
the
of
one
them.
that was like, we completed my quest.
Yeah.
We got all the information on Lawson Cranach and Susanna
There was
Wembley and Robert James
A
Harrison
lot of
and
information.
Preston Forsyth, Klaus Shoemaker, Stella Rosa, and Anastasia Belatova.
That's not here.
That's the one I couldn't remember. Anastasia Belatova.
That's not it. Aha. See? It's here.
There you go, Sphinx's list.
Sphinx's list. I was like, I know it was somewhere on Roll20.
The sphincter list. Wait, wrong list.
Definitely the wrong list.
Surprisingly, how long that list is.
I think we mostly learned
Well, you
that,
know, everybody's
like,
got one.
these people had like all these connections, which is why they're doing well. So if we could cut off their connection, I don't know what. Did we figure out why?
They're connected to the Russians.
Yes, the Russians, and Sphinx just wanted this information because he likes to keep tabs on us, not because it's useful for him in any way. He's just trying to figure out what the fuck we're doing, and he knows we took an interest, and so he wants
What
to
are the-
know.
Well, that's what Blake believes.
I know, I know. Okay.
Okay.
And we're not. We're
Yeah,
not.
that sounded an awful lot like you're trying to imply that you know something Blake doesn't.
I'm just saying. It just seems like, yeah, he's just using this information for good.
No, it's not for good. It's because he's a nosy dickhead who wants to keep tabs on us. It's not good.
Who,
There's nothing
Sphinx?
good about that. Yeah.
That's my buddy.
He's
That's my
not
buddy,
a
homie.
buddy.
You talking
Look.
about my buddy guy?
Me and you.
He's my
We
buddy.
still gotta hash it out as to why you were even there in the first place. That was ridiculous. I walk in and I could smell you before I even opened the door.
I've been in the woods for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Why does it smell like wet dog? Oh, it's rain.
Rain would smell better than rain. Way better. Disappointing.
What?
You do not live up to your name.
Well, shit, dog. I ain't got nothing on that one. That one got deep. Well, you're not a very good Blake. Whatever Blake is.
I am the perfect Blake. Thank you for noticing. Where?
Yeah, did you see what she was wearing last? Like, damn. What?
I had to find Demi-Plane. I'll figure out. I had the roll 20 one, but it's wrong. Technology hates me today.
So we know the Russians import drugs into the city.
Yep.
Because they have that
We think.
connection with the person at the docks who does inspections or whatever.
Well, we think Kranik's Trading and Imports is helping the Russians import things through Susanna Wembley's warehouses. That Preston Forsyth. Nope. Is that the inspector? Who's the inspector? Is Preston Forsyth the inspector?
Alright,
No.
guys, he's gone. Let's burn the city down.
He's the real estate. It's the storages.
Who's the inspector
owner.
guy that I sicked rain
Oh.
on?
Wait,
Klaus
no.
Schumacher? The
Klaus
shift foreman at the
Schumacher.
docks?
Yeah.
I
That
sicked
one.
rain on. Hey.
What? I did.
I know, you just
I was like, hey, that guy likes drugs. Oh, hey, look, there's the other side of my notes. I just had to open my
Wait.
book.
That wasn't it. You said this guy is the one who's letting the Russians get through.
Klaus
I'm-
is a port inspector, drug addict, and on the Russian take.
Yeah. We can use him to figure out where the Russians are getting the drugs.
Yeah, and Stella
Because
Rosa.
if we get rid of the Russians, I lose my drugs.
And Stella Rosa works with an alcohol importing business, importing Italian wines, and that's used as a front by the Russians to move drugs. And she
It's
works for
owned by
Lawson
Kranik's
Kranik.
Trading.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Anastasia Belatova is a well-known lawyer and part of Smith Jones and Lawley, and is about to make partner.
They're about to kick Lawley out.
And Alex met with a card about blood sorcery. That's it. That's all the notes I got.
Clan Tremere.
We don't know about that though.
Yeah, I have Mark of Clan Tremere written down, and I have the little like symbol drawn out. Storyteller wasn't even here for all of that. He went to go get a drink.
That means he does the recap.
That's right.
That's why I said we should burn the city down. He's gone.
Yeah, but that's
You know-
always your guy.
Oh no, he's back! He caught me!
I actually caught you twice. I heard you say it when I was leaving.
Burn the city down is always your guys' solution.
You
It's a
know,
good solution.
And it works
clears-
every time.
I'm just saying it's a good thing I have a very tall glass of Jameson right now. So
Am I the only one not a fan of burn the city down? Okay.
hey, if you guys want to burn
One
the
of the
city
good-
down,
I'm
that's
taking,
fine.
I'm taking my L and I'm leaving, okay?
But
It's probably
Y-
safer.
you know what happens if you burn the city down, right?
Burns Head District becomes a little larger.
I guess points for the effort on the pun, but no. There are two things that happen. One, I let Allie know, and she kills you all. And 2, we go back to playing Strixhaven.
Wait, is Allie the prince?
No, Allie's the queen.
Well, prince is gender neutral.
You are correct in this case that the Prince of the City is a gender neutral title.
The Prince of the City is named Lucian Gray.
Yeah, Allie's more like the god of the world. So.
Can you go ask Allie where the Russians are getting their drugs from?
I mean, she knows, but what are you going to give her for it?
Everything.
She already has everything.
It's true.
She's got me.
I will send. What's her favorite candy?
I already take care of that.
Damn. I'll send her water balloons.
Zero doesn't like water.
No, they're for throwing. You throw them at people. Like people in traffic who make you mad. It doesn't even have to be water. It could be gasoline.
Do you just have a bucket of water balloons in your car as you drive around?
You don't?
I'm sorry, I'm new to this.
If they really get on your nerves, you fill them with paint.
This is the perfect prelude to Vampire the Masquerade.
It is.
You're not putting paint-filled balloons in my car, Rain.
Not in the
How many
Camaro.
buckets Rain
not going
It's a
in the
Mustang.
Camaro.
Suburban?
Oh, the Mustang. Sorry.
The Mustang.
And I'm just going to let you know now, there's a very high likelihood that if you put gasoline in a water balloon, the water balloon's going to dissolve.
You're not doing
Oh,
that
yeah.
either, Rain.
The Suburban's. I filled the Suburban up with gas.
Sure did.
If we could get it in the tank, you'll have a full tank. There's
Does,
some plastic in there, though.
does Blake have a vanity plate on her Mustang?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the answer is obviously yes, but the question is, what does it say?
Well,
Yeah.
I
like,
mean-
yeah. Why would you do that to me?
Because I had the thought, what would Blake's vanity plate be? And then I was like, I don't know what the
it would
answer
be Blake.
I thought that's what I thought. It would just be her name.
It would just be Blake. Everyone knows Blake.
That's funny. Anyways, continue.
All right, so we basically got the recap that Rain returned from the woods. Blake delivered the information that she owed to Sphinx and managed to catch Rain in the middle of a negotiation.
Unfortunately, by my nose.
And then
Sphinx didn't mind.
there was a fair bit of discussion about making an expedition into Ginbatan to go see what you might be able to find out. Bishop was tasked with doing some research for you. And the only question is, how long do you guys want to give him to do that research, or do you want to go ahead and make your own forays?
Well, we needed him to find one of the warehouses for us to go check out.
I was gonna have. I was gonna watch him at night. Klaus. I don't know if he works at night, but if it's like a normal 9 to 5, I was gonna like have some of my dudes, just trail them, follow them, have different guys at different locations that can keep tabs on him, like figure out his schedule.
Again, it's just a question of how long you guys want to take doing this versus, like, you can absolutely do that. Take them a couple of days,
Yeah,
but they can get that kind of information.
there's no rush. No need to be hasty.
All right. Well, in that case, there are few different pieces of information that I can give you. Let's see what to do first. So, you give Bishop a few days to do some digging, and he's able to report back that he was actually able to find a decent amount of information. Now that you had a few more points to go on dealing with the Monterey Group and their holdings. Sorry. The first thing you get is that the Monterey Group, you already knew, has a fairly significant number of leasable properties in both Ridgemont and Ginbaton. The Monterey Group, as the developer, seems to be focusing more on Ridgemont. But they have a wholly owned subsidiary called Lucent Limited. And it has ownership of about 70% of the commercial real estate, particularly the dock areas, like the large import-export commercial real estate in Ginbaton.
That's a lot of
That
money.
is a lot. Yeah.
We're in the wrong line of business, guys.
We aren't
For
even
now.
in a line of business right now. We're just trying
I'm
to
in the
So-
wrong line of business.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
He's able to find that Lucent Limited leases properties to several multinational shipping conglomerates. It's a private equity sort of situation, so there's no like shareholder reportings or anything like that he could dig up. But just based on reported lease values and the terms, like the length of some of the leases around these industrial properties, and New Amsterdam has seen some ups and downs. The shipping business through New Amsterdam is not what it once was, but it's still a healthy industry, and so that the commercial properties there in the harbor districts are estimated to be turning profits somewhere in the $60 to $70 million range, with income of upwards of $500 and $600 million.
Well, okay, that's a lot.
Hell, with that amount of money, we could fight the Inquisition.
I think that's awfully small-minded of you to think about the Inquisition, but it's not nothing. That's for certain.
I don't like being hunted by the government just because of what I am.
Welcome to being a vampire.
Okay, now, Rain, you have to tell me. Have you heard of the X-Men?
Like the comic book? I love the X-Men.
All right. Okay, cool. Give me some of that. Yeah.
Crap, Wolverine's my favorite.
As far as specific properties, he gives you just a listing of the properties that are not currently leased to like multinational. They're more on the local. And one of those is the Stella Rosa wine importing business. And the other is Kranix Crating. Or, well, one of the others is Kranix Crating. Both of which are, again, they're established firms in that they've been part of New Amsterdam for Stella Rosa for about 20 years now. And Kranix Crating for almost 100.
Okay. So the first company might be honestly Russian owned, maybe. Or is the other company? I've been here a while. And the second company, the Kranix Crating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just reading Ryan's thing. I was thinking Klaus Schumacher worked for him, but he doesn't. He works for the port, but they're the ones shipping the drugs in, correct?
Yeah, Klaus is an inspector.
Okay.
Getting paid off by the Russians.
To look the other way.
Are any of those list of names we have someone part of Kranix Crating?
Lawson Kranich.
Yeah, Lawson Kranich owns the Kranix Crating.
He's a joint owner of the Monterey Group.
Yeah, and Stella Rosa works with Lawson Kranich.
And these are all publicly traded companies, yeah?
No, they're all private companies. He said specifically that they don't have shareholders.
Okay, sorry, I missed that.
He actually made a note of saying that.
That's a big thing.
Okay. Well, we got an address.
We got it this way. If you wanted to compare it to something, in our world, assuming this isn't our world,
We
you
played
got
the Yankees last week. What are you talking about?
you've got your Berkshire Hathaway, massive private equity firm that owns all kinds of other businesses. This is not on that scale. The people who own Lucent Limited, the Monterey Group, and so on, aren't in the, multiple, dozens of billions of dollars of net worth. But we are talking about very wealthy individuals who own a well-established and large business in a major city.
Do we have an address for either Stella Rosa or Kranix warehouses?
Yes, you have the warehousing address for Stella Rosa, and you have an address for the main office of Kranix Crating. They have several warehouses.
I think we'd do better off checking out the warehouse.
Definitely.
Get a better idea of what's going in and out of the city.
So we're going for the warehouse raid tonight, boys?
We don't have the warehouse yet.
We're just we're surveilling, gathering intel.
Who's putting all these buckets in the Suburban?
Why
Why is this one full of gasoline and like bits of balloon?
Oh. That's weird, dude.
We're going to have to fumigate that thing. It smells horrible.
Yeah. What if Blake has to ride in it one day?
I will never. I would die faster than I would step foot in there.
Rabbit's not that bad.
It doesn't matter.
Did you smell his motorcycle?
I could smell him. I don't have to smell his motorcycle.
My motorcycle doesn't smell.
Okay, you say so.
I take good care of it.
Define
My dad
good.
taught me to take good care of the vehicle. Yeah, I clean it more than I do myself.
That's not saying much at all.
Yeah, I'll have you know I took a shower earlier today.
It's about time. Did you use soap?
Yeah, I got like a little sliver of Irish Spring left. I brought it from prison. It's the only thing I have left.
I believe you.
All right, so we're all heading to where?
Surveil.
Warehouse.
Yeah.
All right, what sort of approach are we going to be trying to make here?
A stealth.
Is this a surveillance run? Is this a like sneak in and break in kind of thing? What are we doing here?
It's a couple of people sneak in while like the rest of us are nearby in the Suburban in case we need backup. Or we all want to try and go in on this thing.
I mean, I'm happy
I like
to
B&E.
be surveillance on the outside. I can distract someone at least for a little bit if we, you know.
What? You don't want to get your hands dirty?
I don't want to be around you, honestly.
Ah, that's so heartbreaking.
Is it?
It hurts. It hurts when you say these things, Blake.
I feel like you're being sarcastic.
What do you think, Alex?
I don't like the idea of leaving the Suburban unattended in case we need to make a quick getaway.
Blake's not going to be in the Suburban.
No.
Yeah, but I'm afraid her Mustang is more likely to stick out the warehouse district, just parked along the street for an extended period.
Guess
You
you're going to have to get in the
crazy-
Suburban, Blake.
No, it smells like gasoline right now.
It doesn't matter. You're going to have to get in.
I can just not go.
You can ride
Keep
on the
the
bike.
windows down.
It will literally hurt me to be in there. I mean, there's Mustangs around there sometimes.
In Gembaton?
Huh.
Yeah, you know who drives them? The drug dealers.
Perfect.
That's not
Then I'm
true.
someone
I'm
to
taking
fear.
my bike. By the way, wait, Ben, you have crazy good timing because I'm just staring at Google Chrome trying to remember the name of the website for my character sheet as you type it out.
Well, I've also pinned the links you guys sent me in Discord.
Yeah. So you can go right to your character sheet.
Okay.
And it at least lets me open up a copy of them. I don't know if it'll take you to the copy or it'll take you to your actual character sheet, but
It takes me straight to the character sheet where I can edit it from there.
okay, good.
Wait. Are we taking one car? Is
I was
Blake
gonna
getting
take
in the
my bike.
Suburban?
All in the Suburban then.
Are we
What-
taking? Are we taking one car or two?
Storyteller, what does this Suburban look like?
I mean, the Suburban's just a car.
It's not super beat up.
No, it was a perfectly serviceable, you know.
We're not barbarians.
Okay. I mean, I do trust Alex. Alex's
We're
word.
trying to go for. We're not trying to draw any attention. Whether you can go beyond the point of being so cheap as to start drawing attention again.
You get it.
Right, Rain.
I'll ride in the bourbon. I'll leave my badass motorcycle here. What's the point of having a badass motorcycle if I can't take it? I'm just gonna start mumbling and grumbling
Sorry,
to myself.
Okay,
I'm
Rachel.
afraid we're not going to have enough room for all these buckets.
I will take the buckets out. I thought it'd be fun just to like pelt people in traffic.
Who's driving?
Alex.
I'll drive. And as we get like a little bit closer, like a mile out or something like that, we can drop a couple of people off on the sidewalk.
I will be happy walking along the sidewalk being watched.
We're supposed to not stand out.
Well, I'm gonna stand out more in the warehouse. If someone sees us there, do you think I'm supposed to be wandering around there? At least you guys could look like you're like working or something. Think they'll believe I'm working?
Oh, they'll definitely think you're working.
I'm getting out.
Everybody stay within shouting distance then.
Can I smoke in the Suburban?
With all the gasoline fumes, I would probably give it a few more days.
This is why we trust Alex.
Blake's like, I'm not getting in the Suburban. We're all gonna die in this thing. Gets out, watches it drive down the road.
But I'll tell you what, Rain, if you want to get out here with Blake, you can certainly light one up.
No. I think he was really looking forward to going into the warehouse. You know, this really seems like his kind of place. I'd hate to take that from him.
Might be cool shit to steal.
I have a larceny
want a pizza?
of
Yeah.
3. I'm ready.
A what?
I have a larceny of 3.
I don't have any.
All right, so you guys pile in the Suburban,
It says party.
make your way
pizza.
over to the area
See?
near
That's party.
where Stella Rose's warehouse is. And once you get there, Blake, you hop out, and you're just sort of keeping watch.
So this is
Like-
this is on the docks, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
So we had to cross the bridge to get there?
you did.
Okay. I'm just trying to get the feel for it.
I want to say this one is located roughly here.
Oh, okay.
So you've crossed over the bridge from Ridgemont. The easiest bridge to get across is actually basically into the outskirts of Mirabest, about there. And then make your way up some of the main roads over to where Stella Rose's warehouse is. Blake, when you get out, are you trying to sort of conceal yourself, or are you just sort of walking and keeping a lookout, or what you doing?
I would probably try and stick closer to the shadows. I will have
Mhm.
my super dramatic black hoodie on. But yeah, I'm trying to stay like out of sight. I don't want to draw attention, and I'm actually a decent lookout, hopefully. But yeah, no, she's actually like making sure that the younglings she's in charge of don't get into too much trouble.
It's okay.
Okay.
You're more than decent to look at.
Glad you drove away.
If you would like to make me, I'm going to say a wits and awareness roll.
Oh, that's a decent. Okay. Okay, wait, I'm confused. I clicked on both of them, but it didn't.
4 successes. Excellent.
Wait, where did it go?
So, this is a working area. It's not exactly super busy of a night. Does not look like Stella Rosa is a 24-hour sort of operation. You do, as you drove over and you can see across the water, there are some of these warehouses that are well lit. Lots of, fork trucks and tractor trailers and things moving the cargo containers around. So, parts of the port are active, but this is one of the quieter areas. So you really don't see too many people, and the ones you do observe tend to be, somebody driving a car past, riding a motorcycle, those kinds of things. No one really seems to be taking special attention of the warehouse.
Just curious, were there any Mustangs that drove by?
You've only seen a handful of cars. None of them were Mustangs.
Just wanted to make a point. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, she'll just she'll just keep looking out. She'll probably do like, I don't know how big this place is, but kind of like casually walk across every now and then. There's like a whole circle she could walk around it. She'll do that, but yeah, she'll stick close. Kind of finding good spots to lay low and then moving on so she's not in the same spot. But sticking to the shadows as well as a vampire can.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, it is night. There's street lights and things like that, but you're not finding it particularly difficult to stay out of view. And, we'll say as time passes, the guys go do their thing, and you see them enter the warehouse. You do see a few more cars pass you by, and one of them was a Mustang. Little older model, a little more beat up.
Did it look like it'd been in an accident?
No, just looked like somebody's vehicle, probably somebody working a late shift at the dock.
That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna cross my arms and like put my nose up, like fucking knew it.
You would have had to let Rain ride in your Mustang.
No. He has a motorcycle. There's motorcycles here. Would have been fine.
I don't think I'm allowed in the Mustang anymore.
You are not. You are not.
I think I lit a cigarette up
You
in it,
did.
and you got.
I kicked you out immediately.
Yep.
All right.
Let's break into this bitch.
Blake is on the lookout. Nothing going wrong so far. The rest of you, where are you parking? How are you approaching?
Like, if there's like an obvious gate or like main entry exit location to like what I'm assuming is a fenced off property, I'll
There is.
park like just up the street, so that's within like immediate line of sight of my windshield. Like, I'm watching that at all times.
Yeah, and with my larceny, I can identify locations of security cameras. So I want to make sure we're parking someplace that wouldn't like be in line of a camera.
Yep, no problem. You drive by once. You're particularly looking out for any security cameras and other indications of security system. You see a couple. It's a very just standard, almost perfunctory security system. There's a camera that is watching the main gate, but doesn't seem to be watching the street or anything else.
Cool. Let's go break in this son of a bitch.
Do we want to split up? Have one person go around back?
No. Better just go all in together. In case there's any surprises.
All right, so as you all three, or you just say all three of you, right?
Yeah, we'll go all three.
Okay, so all three of you, you park, you get out, where you dropped Blake off was maybe a quarter of a mile before the address, and as you look back, you can see Blake because you know specifically where you dropped her off, but you see that she's kind of staying up against another fence line, and it's a little more overgrown, so she's having no real issues staying in the shadows. Cool. Terry, I assume you're taking the lead?
Yeah, I think I have the highest larceny skill.
All right, and with your special powers and your experience, you're quickly able to spot a location where you could pretty easily just jump the fence. I mean, A, it's not a very large fence, and B, you all now have special attributes that make clearing an 8-foot fence with some perfunctory barbed wire not really a challenge.
No.
So you
Not
get
for
yourself
my
to a spot,
potent body.
make sure that there's no one, coming in either direction, and just sort of vault yourselves over the fence. And you make your way over to a side door to the warehouse. There's a, kind of a main entry. It's got a nice sign. It says, Stella Rosa Wine Imports. And you can tell there's kind of a lobby area. But it's, dark inside, so you can't necessarily make out what is in the lobby area, but it's got a nice glass front and everything. But you quickly find a door that does not seem to have any cameras on it, but it is a steel door, kind of a fire exit type door, locked, and but you have that, and depending on if you decide to go further around the building, you may see more.
Do I think opening this door is going to trip a fire alarm?
Well, let's see. Give me a roll for that.
Well, the 3 dots in larceny says I can identify locations of security cameras and alarms, so to best bypass them.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. You suspect this is just a fire exit, not necessarily a door that is, connected in such a way that opening it will trigger the alarm.
Okay, well then, I would like to try to open this door.
All right, how would you like to do that?
Larceny and strength.
Ew.
I'll muscle this
Okay.
open.
Larceny this door
Are you
right
using
off
any
the
sort
hinges.
of tools or?
I would imagine that Terry has like lock picking tools that he brought with him.
If you don't, Rain always carries that on him. So I can hand you over them if you don't got any.
I mean, at the very least, I'm thinking Terry's like got a crowbar.
Sure. Well, I mean, your larceny skill does entail familiarity with the tools and techniques for picking locks.
Let's go.
Okay. Roll. I got 2 successes.
All right. This door is a little tougher to open than you were anticipating, but you do get it, and you're pretty confident you didn't leave any evidence of the door having been forced open. So you're reasonably happy with the job you did, even if it took you a little longer than you wanted.
Gentlemen.
Let's go.
All right, so as you step inside, you each click on the flashlights you brought.
I have dark vision.
Alex and Terry click on the flashlights they brought.
I think I need to make a rouse check for my eyes. Because it is Eyes of the Beast. Oh, it's free. Never mind.
Gang, gang.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're good. So as you guys make your way in, you can see this is basically just a side door out of a small sort of break room area. It's got a table, the coffee maker, the little sink. And you can see there's a couple of doors leading further into the building.
Let's go find out what's really going on here.
Drugs. Drugs are what's really going on.
But where?
I can't show you everything.
It's trying to stay quiet and stealthy, but also trying to keep an ear out in case there's any like security patrol in the building.
Okay.
Also moving stealthily.
All right.
I'm
Well,
so
where would you
scared
like
of
to go?
rolling, guys. I don't want to make.
What are you looking for? Now that you're inside the building, what is it you're looking for?
Evidence of drugs.
Anything that looks like out of code, like I would imagine, like if it's a warehouse full of like everything that's up to standards, the ones that are being paid off might not have the right like stampings or the same sort of like quality containment.
And or evidence of vampires.
I have an idea. So, you know how I'm working on the shape change into becoming a dog? I was wondering if I could, especially since my I love them so much, if I could
You wanna be a
not
drug
turn into
dog?
one, but yeah, pretty much I want to see if I can like sniff it out.
He
With-
does have
Okay.
a nose for this kind of thing.
Alrighty. So, as you start making your way out of the break room area, you all going same direction at the same time, or are you splitting up?
Keeping an eye on each other.
Okay. So you pick one of the doors out of the break room in the direction back towards like the entryway and the entry lobby. And you go out, and once you get in there with your flashlights, you know, you're careful not to shine like out into the street or anything like that. Try to keep any light from showing. And you primarily let Rain go in there first, since he doesn't need the light. And as he's looking around, you know, Rain, what you see is basically almost like an office waiting room type area. And it's got a very vineyardy mystique about it. Like there are, you know, quarter barrels mounted on the wall with, you know, the names of different wines and wineries like burned into the wood.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a table that has, you know, brochures of several different vineyards, some from France, some from Italy, and there's a table, almost a bar-like area set up, and you can see they've got a large selection of wine set up on kind of a display case, and there are what look like a whole row of glasses that you would assume are set up for like tastings and things. But other than that, this is like the public facing front of the business. There's not much else going on here. As you make your way deeper into the warehouse, you get through kind of the main entryway back into another hallway, and there's some offices off to the side. There's a storage room for, you know, filing cabinets, various computers and things are set up in different offices. And as you get further towards the back, there's a door that just opens up into a fairly large warehouse.
Yo.
The warehouse is roughly 30 feet high, and it extends at least a couple of 100 feet back towards where, you know, the water is. Inside the warehouse is large stacks, racks, 4 rows deep of wine barrels. There are smaller casks that you'd estimate hold probably 25 gallons. And then there are the large barrels that look like they probably hold 50 to 60 gallons. And just like what Rain saw in the front room, some of the barrel heads, all the barrel heads are stamped. You see a handful of different markings, like insignia, and all of them are labeled, such and such date, with a year and a name. You'd estimate there's got to be 1,000, 1,500 barrels.
That's a lot of barrels.
Oh shit.
So which shipments have which shipments have drugs and which ones don't?
Do I smell anything?
I think it's about time for you to make some sort of roll, don't you?
Haha, I like rolling.
I don't.
I was thinking
I'm scared.
wits and is there a wits and investigation?
I'm good with that.
All right, that's 4d10.
Yep, and I'm going to tell you, just warning you, it's going to take 3 successes.
Watch
That's a
this
lot.
then. Watch. Is a 5 a success?
No, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are successes.
Oh.
Can I help?
Well, actually, I will give you 1 more die for the enhanced scent that you're able to pick up because of your...
Let's go!
Oh, that's a critical, right?
No, it takes 2 of them.
2. Ah, damn.
Still a success.
But Rain, at first, you start sort of walking through the warehouse and looking, and it is fragrant. There's the smell of the wood. You can see a couple of the barrels have had, small leaks of wine, and that gives off its aroma. It's actually a fairly pleasant smelling location. And there's just that slight hint of alcohol in the air from all the wine that is being housed here. And as you're making your way through, you do pick up something. You're like, wait a second. I think I know that smell. That doesn't smell quite like alcohol. And you sort of hone in on one of the racks back towards the back of the building. And you can't pick out specifically where it is. Like, it's in the general vicinity of where you are now. But again, there's probably 30 different barrels just kind of right there, and you're having a hard time picking out if there's a specific one.
I'm gonna start knocking on them, see if any of them sound different.
Okay. So you start pecking, and again, 30 feet high, multiple layers of barrels. They're on their own individual sort of holders. Like, you can tell that to get a barrel placed up there or to retrieve it, you'd have to use like a forklift. And none of the ones that you can get to on the ground level sound any different or odd.
I would like to make a rouse check to elongate to get my feral weapons, and then make a dexterity athletic checks to try to use them as like little climb my way up the legs.
I say that won't take a check. I mean, again, this is like a warehouse. There's a metal structure there to support everything. It's quite rigid and rugged because there's a lot of weight it's carrying. You're athletic enough that you can climb to the higher levels. And when you get to the 4th level of this particular rack, you're tapping on the barrels, and Rain, you're listening closely. Alex and Terry, you're listening closely. Yeah, it looks kind of like that on the barrels. And you get to one, and instead of kind of the mostly solid but still kind of hollow, like pop 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 that you've gotten used to from a liquid or almost entirely liquid filled vessel, you get up to one that sounds a lot more hollow.
Oh. Are Terry and Alex beneath me?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna shove it off the. I'm gonna push it towards Terry.
I'm gonna say that will take some form of a check to try to manhandle a 60-gallon barrel from up on one of these racks. Not that you're not capable of it. You do have special abilities.
Let's do athletics dex.
I like it.
And that's 6 die.
And again, I'll say for this one, to do this without just blatantly breaking the barrel is going to take 3 successes.
You did it!
How about
a crit?
Okay,
What?
so that's
He
6
really
successes.
wanted those drugs.
That's the only reason I'm here.
So, what you do is you sort of extend your claws out, and suspecting that this doesn't have really any liquid in it, you just grab into the side of the barrel and manhandle it, just pull it out. And it's quite heavy. Like, you can't hang on to it with one hand, even with your claws sunk into the wood. But you're able to, like, rake it out and sort of push it behind you,
No.
where it starts to tumble off the rack. And because you rolled 6 successes, you managed to tip it in such a way that Alex and Terry, between them, can catch it.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
I mean, I was gonna activate prowess if I needed to.
No, I mean, again, special abilities, you guys are okay.
Yeah, Terry's
So
insanely strong.
Yeah. but
Yeah.
those aren't super great.
No,
So-
I know. I don't want to make a roll if I don't have
It's
to.
entertaining.
I'm
You've
scared.
pulled and dropped this barrel out. Alex and Terry have caught it. They set it down, and it just looks like a wine barrel.
Which
And
which
in
symbol
the
is on it?
side, the insignia, it looks a lot like just almost like a flowering tree, but made up of vines. And it says Gallus Armenius Winery, Naples, Italy.
You're gonna have to spell that one out for me.
Let's see what kind of wine they make there.
Great, now we've got to go to Italy.
At
There's
some
a-
point, Rain's just gonna
there's
whisper
a
at
lot
everybody,
There's a lot of vampires in Italy.
I'm having so much fun right now. I miss the classic B&E.
You know,
You're not
This is
getting
a-
any of these drugs.
this is a
I just have to
lot-
ask: was that Jeremy or was that Rain?
That was Rain.
This is a lot easier with like all the superpowers. You know what I mean? Just like jumping the fence, pushing this barrel, catching it. Like, could you imagine doing all this shit not all vamped out?
I wouldn't have been able to climb. Let alone shove it at you. Or see in the dark.
Just saying.
What'd you say, Alex?
Or have the nerve to try this with such little planning beforehand.
True, or just three of us. Anyways,
So one of you gets the bright idea to tip the barrel back over because it's a wine barrel, so it has a plug in the side, and you're able to reach down and just very easily work the plug out.
I feel like Alex was
And-
a sommelier at some point. Sommelier.
It was an internship, but yes.
He worked tables.
And you shine your light down in there, and you see that it's empty. But Rain, now that the plug is out, you're able to like really get a good scent, and you even get just a few bits of something you recognize as heroin.
Yo, that's a sweet lady I smell.
They're shipping people in these things.
Nah, it's heroin. Is there any in there?
You sort of you guys like sort of shake the barrel a little bit.
There's a few
And-
crumbs left.
You look and it's like there's a little bit of powder that's sort of shaking around, but clearly whatever was in here has been removed.
No, its shipment's already been moved.
So this is for fucking nothing.
What are you talking about? We know that this is one of the places they do it. That's all we wanted to know.
I don't know, I just wanted to find some. That's good money.
Big picture, Ring. Big picture.
So then we should probably put this barrel back up there.
Probably.
Don't suppose any of you are certified with a forklift or have your CDL license?
Oh yeah, they just hand those out in the joint.
Perfect. I'm sure the keys have to be around here somewhere.
Is it, I mean, can Terry use prowess and do a feat of strength and carry the barrel back up there and climb up there?
Absolutely.
Okay, so couple of things then. I need to make a rouse check.
He's about to break this barrel.
He's about to break all the barrels.
As long as we don't get broke.
I have one success on my rouse check, so I'm good. So I
That's all you
activate
need.
prowess, which when activated, I add my potence rating to unarmed damage value as well as to feats of strength. So I'm gonna do athletics, strength. So then it'll do athletics, strength. How do I add my potence?
You should be able to like add 2 more die, I think. If I do strength and athletics,
Man, I've been rolling hot tonight.
Okay, hold on. Clear. Okay. Athletics. Strength. How do I add to this?
if you click on the regular button below the thing, you can add more.
Regular. Haha, Ben, you figured it out. Okay, so add 2 for potence. Okay, so I'm rolling a total of 6. Here we go.
Just need 2 successes.
I got 4.
You did it! Terry
Huzzah!
almost redeemed himself.
You know, you think you're going to just, have a little bit of trouble getting back up there, but then you're like, nah, I got this. Kind of pump yourself up a little bit, and you just, like, you grab the barrel, like, over your shoulder, like, Donkey Kong. You jump up, grab the rack above, and stand on the rack you're going to, and then just sort of roll the thing down back into place. And you hop back down.
What the fuck was
Damn.
that? That was insane. Just like,
Or, yeah, that works too. No forklift needed.
nah, where's Mon? Let's go.
Right then. Back out the way we came in.
Yeah, unless there's anything else you want to try doing.
Is that symbol with
Should
the
we-
tree
Should
on
we look
every
for
barrel?
Should we look for a shipping log or like anything that indicates like when shipments are coming in, and then look for this?
Look for any other records about like Gaius Arminius
when the next
Winery.
shipment is coming in for them.
Go back to the office rooms. Pick through a couple folders.
All right, so you guys start heading back towards the offices. And Rain, you have the thought, it's like, I wonder what else they got in here. And you start looking around, and you're seeing, again, there's 5 or 6 pretty common insignia. The Gallus Arminius winery is repeated, but from, checking, it appears that there are like actual wine barrels, like with wine from this place as well.
Okay.
So Alex, you head back towards the office space, and you start looking through the filing cabinets, and you see that there are old ledger books that go back to like 2005, but you're not seeing any books from any more recent than that, and you suspect that that's the point at which they transitioned to more of a software-based bookkeeping system.
Makes sense.
But if you want to look through any of the old ledgers, you can.
Did the barrel have an ID number on it? Or any
It
sort
did.
of okay. So we could have Bishop look into and see if he can get shipping records.
Anyone have any dots in technology?
I've got 1 dot in technology. I'm looking like specifically for any of the names from Sphinx's list, like Lawson Craddock, Susanna Wembley, Robert James Harrison, like all the people that are old money, like among these paper records, just in case.
All right, so you start looking through some of the older books, and you don't see, like, from your quick perusal. I guess, how long do you want to spend doing it?
Like as long as they're taking to like break in and go through the place.
Okay.
30
So-
minutes, no more than that.
Sure. So as you're looking through the cabinets and everything, You find these within the first few minutes. They're that typical green, sort of thick cardboard binding that
Yeah.
seems to be so natural for bookkeeping. And you start, you go to the most recent one first and start looking through, and you can tell that generally all the ledger entries are for like various distributing companies. There's there's one that is a local bottler that actually takes the wine barrels and bottles them into things and distributes it that way. There are some that are more just distributors who are moving it inland. You don't really see any private names until you go back. I'll say in the 30 minutes, you get back to about 2,000, just quickly skimming through. And you do see that at least a few years before, well, several years before at this point, that there were regular deliveries made to Kranix Trading.
Any sort of addresses or names associated with those deliveries?
Yeah, there's a couple of addresses that you can jot down.
Is it the same address as the main office that we know about, or is it a new location?
Well, it depends. How well do you remember the list that you were given? Or
Definitely
did you bring it with you?
remember. Probably have it on my person, just like to double check for note referencing.
Okay. Yeah, you start looking through, and the address does not match any of the warehousing addresses that you got, nor the main office address. And it appears to be located, like you think that address, like that zip code, is in Shadgrove.
Very interesting. Yes, I'm definitely gonna jot that down in my notebook.
And about that time, everybody else has finished sort of sweeping through, looking for any interesting or useful information. And no one's come up with anything particularly revelatory besides that.
All right, I found what might be another location for the one of Kranix's crating locales over in Shadgrove. That's something that might be worth checking out if the main offices are down.
Not
Sounds
bad
good
for
to me.
one night.
Right, let's not keep Blake waiting.
Smart.
Make our way out of here.
All right. Speaking of Blake,
Oh no.
Everything's
I
fine.
need you to make me another perception check.
Which was wits and investigation?
The awareness. Wits and awareness.
Sorry. Awareness. Okay. Let's do awareness. We got success 7.
7 successes?
Yes.
Damn!
That's a lot of successes.
Damn! You got every single one?
So, while you're out keeping
wait,
lookout,
and a crit? Oh, that's a critical.
How do you know?
I think, because you only rolled 6 dice and you have 7 successes.
if you roll 2 10s, that counts as 4.
I think she
Usually
rolled.
tells me, and I don't know why it didn't tell me.
I don't know.
Does I have
If
is
you
that
need
the
to
hunger
look-
die? I don't know. How do I see what it rolled? Details? symbols?
You click re-roll if I remember right, and then it shows you the detail of the roll.
No, hit reroll.
This makes less sense. There's a symbol and a dot.
Yeah, I
and a
don't know
symbol.
what the symbols mean.
I don't know what symbols
Shows you your hunger dice.
Is
Yeah,
the red
okay,
one
so-
the hunger dice?
Yes, the red one's your hunger dice.
Okay, if it's red with the symbol on it, does that mean it's a crit?
Well, so the symbols.
Mhm.
If it's just a dot, that means it was just a miss.
Okay, so it was a miss.
If it's got the ankh,
Mm-hmm.
then that's a success.
Those are successes.
Okay, so that's
And-
3 successes.
If it's got the skull, that's a 1.
Okay, and if it has the Ankh with 2 dots,
2 stars.
That's a 10.
okay, so she got 2 10s. So
Yep,
that's,
so that's 4 successes
that's a crit.
by themselves. Yeah.
And then my
That's a
hunger
crit.
dice was a success. Okay.
Yeah, so 7.
Okay.
Damn. Blake, be perceptive. Fuck.
Now I'm aware.
I mean, aware. She's self-aware. She transcends.
So, Blake, you've been keeping a lookout. Things have been quiet. And only because of the just ridiculous level of successes you had there, do you even notice the guys coming out of the warehouse? And you're actually a little impressed. It's like you've given them a really hard time ever since they got foisted on you for, being just sort of amateur hour in so many ways. You think you might have found something they're actually good at.
Breaking into warehouses.
We're 2 for 2.
It is true.
Like you're sure that you're not even entirely sure that they would have gotten picked up by a camera. Like if one was watching them. That's how quietly and quickly they clear the area. And there's no disturbance. Like you never saw the first bit of light coming out of the warehouse. You never saw any movement inside. Nothing. But you see they have made their way out.
Blake might realize all these things, but she would rather die before admitting any of that. So she's, she will start making her way towards the Suburban.
Pixies would hate Blake.
Blake wouldn't give a shit.
It's true.
So you start making your way towards the Suburban. And as you get there, the one thing you do sort of pick up on is that Rain,
Still smells.
like he's there. Like you're sure you're thinking back, like you're sure you saw him leave, but he's gone.
God damn it, Rain. Stop running around with the dogs. She's gonna wait until they get closer. She's still kind of. So are they like they all met up and now she realizes he's gone, or like she looks back?
Yeah,
and
like
he's
you
gone?
saw, you saw all 3 of them, like quickly and silently come out the same or around the same side of the building where you saw them go in about half an hour ago. And as they got to the fence, Rain's just gone.
Well, fuck.
And as you turn around one more time to try to figure out, like, okay, where did that dumbass get off to? He's standing right in front of you.
Hi, Blake.
I can smell you coming.
I took a shower. I took a shower. Really? Still?
Doesn't
You smell
even
me?
know how to smell.
I
You
actually
need to
smell
learn
very
how to
well, thank
shower.
you. I use the soap, I scrub it. Takes like 15 seconds, then I'm done.
And I could hear you guys coming from like a mile away. You really need to work on that.
What are you talking about? I guarantee nobody heard us or saw us.
Okay, get in. Come on. I don't want to be here longer than I have to be. I already saw 3 terrifying sights tonight. You being the biggest one, though. She's gonna point to Rain.
Ah ha 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 ha.
I think we got enough for tonight. We could get out of here.
Did you guys get what you needed? Are we satisfied with She's just gonna usher towards the.
I think we did good.
I think we got enough.
I wanted more. I'm just grumpy.
You
The
just
place was empty, but we found a few names and locations to check out.
Don't you have access to heroin? You can get some if you really are fiending for it, man.
The amount that was in that barrel. I almost Googled something that would put me on a hit list.
How many kilos of heroin can fit in a 60-gallon wine barrel?
And then how much does heroin go for right now?
What's the street value of heroin?
What's the going price for heroin?
How much can I get for this smack?
So I'm gonna say some generic number that Rain would know, but I don't. But I assume it's a lot.
Yeah, we'll say in our economy that enough heroin to get you high would cost you $20. An ounce would probably suffice for, or I don't
300?
know, 10. Yeah, call it 200. So yeah, like every brick of heroin that would have fit in that barrel could have been worth $10,000.
Easy 10 G's in every barrel.
10 G's?
No, for one brick.
Oh no. Easy exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, let's just say if that barrel was full, it would have been, I don't know, $250,000.
Oh boy.
Rain's like, we have to go back. We have to go back.
No, Rain's planning stuff now. I'm just letting you guys know. Not the party. But you guys personally. Rain's planning things now. He wants to figure out when those barrels come from, where they come from, who they come from. And try to figure out how to make friends with those people. I hope it's not Russians supplying Russians.
Well,
No, most heavy heroin supply comes from the Middle East.
the night's still young. What else are we gonna do?
Sorry, I'm eating.
Who is that? You just picked up some guy.
Oh, it took me a second. I got it.
And Blake would never.
Never.
Not here.
I know a place around here.
Around here?
I know a place everywhere.
Somewhere you'd take us?
An acceptable Blake place in Gambaton?
It's not a Blake place. I just know a place. Don't get your head so big. Come on. I took you to Black Cats too. Let's not get too excited.
True.
There's some other black cats in Genverton?
I sell at Black Cats.
Yes, and I brought you there. You're welcome.
It barely meets her threshold.
I mean, we could just go back if you'd rather.
I mean,
I just figured,
I mean, I was just gonna run naked through the alleys.
You can still do
Well,
that.
I'm down.
I could leave you. I'd be fine with that.
Well, no, if we got stuff to do, I'm kind of bored. I've been running naked in the alleys.
For
Is
weeks.
that where you've been all this time?
No, he's in the woods.
I was in the woods, but I don't know. I miss the feeling of freedom. People don't notice me. I don't think they can see me.
I think they'll certainly notice if you're running through the city naked.
They don't. That's the weird part.
Well,
Like I jumped over a bus stop with like 5 people in it, and no one even blinked an eye.
unfortunately, you'll probably fit in great where we're going. Come on, get in. Alex,
Hey,
you drive
it's
me. I'll
cold
tell you
out.
where to go.
All right, so everybody piles back in the Suburban, and unless someone else has a different plan, Blake starts giving you directions.
Your other left.
And-
Yes,
Up
yes.
here? Oh, God, shit, missed it. Gonna have to circle back around.
That's-
So is this a place to eat or like party? What's going on?
yes.
Hell yeah.
So you start heading back towards Mirabest, and when you get I'm gonna say in roughly this vicinity on the map, she tells you to turn back towards the river or the estuary, and this place, it's both a little more upscale but also a little more run down than the industrial places you just were. And she points you towards an old, what looks like another old warehouse. And this one has had, like, the windows have all been boarded up. But there's someone manning the door.
Sammy will eat you. Please don't do it.
And the parking lot has an interesting mix of vehicles. Like,
Is there a Mustang?
there's some, pickup trucks. There's some, like, Lexuses.
Is there a motorcycle?
There's multiple motorcycles.
Oh man, I could have made new motorcycle friends.
I'm sure you still probably will.
Maybe.
So you pull in and park, and I assume everyone's going to Blush of Life as they go into this location.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's humans. Are there whom's?
Yes, there-
Gonna obfuscate.
Okay.
Do we have to rouse for Blush of Life?
Yes.
I think so. Where is it on the
I got a success.
Where is it?
I got a.
Rouse
No, I
is
did
up here
not.
at
I
the
have to
top.
re-roll. I got a success on my second roll.
Did it give you one roll or two rolls?
Uh,
So I suspect when you do a rouse check using your thing, it
No,
should give you.
I don't think I
It
got a
just-
success.
gave me one.
No, that's a fail.
I got a fail on my rouse
But-
check. But
You should have advantage on your Blush of Light, so click it again.
I'm gonna click it again.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where is
I
that?
didn't pass.
It only runs.
I
It
It
just
only
adds to
mine
your
as
hunger
well.
is all it does when you fail.
It didn't add to my hunger.
But you need to add to your hunger then.
Okay, well now everything's gone. Okay, there it is. I was like, oh no, it's all gone.
Blush of Life.
Let me oh, wait. Let's see.
Good. I keep my eyes, or has it already been the
This
scene?
is interesting. It's possible that I may have been doing this incorrectly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it would kind of make sense because having advantage on the rouse check kind of, makes
never
it
failed.
less likely that you get hungry.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed still. Don't worry.
The discipline, there's a discipline rouse check reroll. So, like, if you're using a power, you get advantage.
Oh,
So,
hell
like,
yeah.
it makes it makes it more likely that you don't get hungrier just from using your powers.
But we
but-
don't get it on our wake up.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm curious about.
Because I think it'd eat if we got hungry more.
That's kind of. I think it might actually be more fun if it's like, just the normal sort of like, you wake up each day. There's a higher
You're
chance you get
hungry.
hungry from that,
Right.
but there's not
Yeah.
as much of a penalty from using the powers that you have.
That makes sense. Which, did we make our rouse checks at the beginning for the night?
No, we did not, but that's okay.
This is us making that rouse check.
I am hungry.
Well, I'm not. I'm making a discipline check so I get advantage. Because I'm doing obfuscate.
Correct. You would basically get to roll 2 dice, and as long as you get a success, you don't get any hungrier.
I got a
Sneaky
success.
boy.
All right, but
Also-
does everyone have their hunger accurately reflected at this point?
Yes.
Yes.
C.
Okay. So, the 3 of you who are visible come out of the car. I mean, and I guess Rain, if you're just sort of following everyone, the bouncer at the door doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to what's going on in the parking lot. He's just looking for people trying to come in. So
I'd like to make a stealth just to try to stay silent. And mainly, I just want to roll this discipline really, really bad.
go for it. Yeah, I mean, you're confident nobody's hearing you.
I can still smell
I'll
you.
give- I know. I was about to ask if I could give myself a smell check. Oh no, I'm still wearing the clothes I was out in the woods in.
You
I
showered.
just,
I gave you.
Yeah,
new,
but
I
I don't-
gave you a new outfit.
I didn't.
But
think
you also
you'd want
told
me
him
to-
not to wear it.
Yeah. And we're breaking and entering. I thought there might be fighting. I didn't want to get my nice
No
clothes
wonder why
dirty.
I could smell you. I showered. You don't smell like it. That explains everything. I imagine that you have the jacket that she gave you on over it, so like as soon as you unbutton, she's like, "God damn it!" Because now
Yes.
the jacket stinks. She doesn't have time.
So, as you get up to the door, the bouncer looks at everybody that he can see and sort of takes you all in. Says, "You folks in the right place?"
We're here.
I think so.
"You been here before?"
Unfortunately.
No.
And Blake, he looks at you since you've said you've been here before. "Who's vouching for you?"
Blake is going to cross her arms and stare him dead in the face. "You don't recognize me?" She gonna pull that move. They didn't tell you I'd be here? Wow.
He looks you up and down. You do have a certain familiarity. Fink sent you, right?
She'll nod.
All right. You vouch for them?
Yeah. Yeah, they're with me.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And he opens the door for you.
It's been a pleasure. And she'll walk by.
And as you walk in, the decor is unusual.
The fuck?
I really wish I could talk right now.
You see people, it's a fairly large space. This clearly did used to be a warehouse at one point, and whatever office structure and everything else has just been sort of cleared out. And it's basically just a lot of open areas. There's been some walls sort of constructed almost as like viewing areas. There are pillars. There's a lot of restraints. There are a lot of people in the restraints. And everyone seems to be having a good time. Not a lot of faces visible.
Well, Blake, I didn't know you were into this kind of stuff.
You don't know a lot about me.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't
That's
know
why
I
I
was
said,
There is-
Blake, I didn't know you were into this kind of stuff.
There is a bar along like a long section of one wall. And I need each of you to make me a wits and awareness check.
I don't want to.
You can substitute occult. All right, let me rephrase. Anyone who has occult can add those
Well,
dots to their roll.
Rolled 2 dice, and I got 1 success.
I rolled 6 dice and I got 1 success. Oh wait, you said something about a cult?
6
Yeah.
dice and got 3 successes.
Do I have a cult? Hold on.
Yeah,
I do
if you
a
have
cult.
any points in occult, you can add those to your roll.
Can I do awareness
not.
and
Never mind.
intelligence?
No, because you gotta keep your wits
Yeah, I'll
up.
let you substitute intelligence.
Let's go! Sammy agrees. I got 2 successes.
Okay. So, with 1 success, Blake, you're looking around, and you find a couple of these tableaus interesting. Maybe nothing quite reaches the level of the beauty that you want to find, but there's always the possibility. You've had some luck here in the past, and you see a couple of areas that you think maybe if you went to go mingle, you might find someone who is interested in a dark corner. Harry, with 2 successes, you see a couple of symbols, like tattoos some people have, a couple of carvings in some of the pillars that you recognize as things you saw in the archives, things associated with almost clan sigils. And you see a couple of what look like the clan Bruja symbol.
Do I see who's hanging out near that symbol?
You see some people but no one seems to necessarily be like specifically trying to be seen around that.
Is it just like decoration, or is there like a pattern to that, or?
It looks like it's sort of been hidden within all the other things that are there. Almost like some slight territory marking.
Oh, like this is a brouhaha bar.
Well, you're seeing other symbols as well.
Oh, okay.
So you're sort of interpreting it more along the lines of this is the place that other vampires have sort of marked as safe ground, if you will. And Alex, with your 3 successes, what you also see these symbols, and given your studies, you've started to piece together some of what these things are supposed to mean. And what you're taking from it is not just that this place has had, and maybe even frequently had, other vampire visitors, but that kind of the characteristics that are associated with the clans are sort of marked out in the areas of the club. So, you can sort of tell that, like, where Terry saw the Bruja stuff is where you're going to see more things geared towards playing with anger, playing with violence.
Gotcha. So it's like a buffet, sort of.
Sort of.
All the different tailored flavors.
And you are looking and you notice that the bartender, who is on the far, again, it's a long bar, so there's multiple bartenders. Like the one almost at the furthest end of the bar from the entryway has a fairly prominent tattoo on his neck. And it looks like the Clan Ventru symbol, or at least part of that symbol. Because it seems like it extends down his neck and kind of over his shoulder. There's probably a good 60 people throughout the various parts of the club. And you guys are hungry.
I will happily, mostly happily, find my little dark corner person to take care of my hunger, because I don't have time to go across town to where I would usually go.
All right, so I want you to make me what amounts to a luck roll.
Oh, good. Rolling hot.
I'm going to say, let's say anything 70, like you're going to have to do like a D100 type roll.
Okay.
You can do this with like physical dice or whatever. You can do it in Roll20.
Oh, my dice.
75 and up is going to be something particularly good. 25 and down, not so much. Anything in the middle, just kind of typical.
64. Typical. But higher end.
All right, so
A 6.
So you go sort of wandering over to one area of the club. Anybody want to tell Rain what he missed?
Blake is on the hunt.
Oh, is it like
So-
watching a nature show?
Normally.
So this bar has like sections.
No, actually,
Oh.
what
Here.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Blake.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. You're good. Am I allowed to tell him? Is it secrets? What did he roll? What does he know?
Oh yeah, that's right. You need to make a wits or intelligence and awareness roll. If you have any dots in occult, you can add those as extra.
0 dots in occult. I got 3 wits, 1 awareness. So that's 4.
What are you trying to do?
He's doing the same thing we just did.
Oh,
We have to know how much he sees.
Rolling
So
high.
you get
That's
69,
3
Yeah.
62.
successes. So yeah, he sees everything that Alex
Well,
just saw.
you see everything that Alex just saw, which is that, but because you don't have any points in the cult, and because you haven't spent much time at the archives, you see several people in here that have visible tattoos, that have some interesting designs. Like, in your time in prison, you've seen a lot of tattoos and have a pretty good idea of what most of them mean.
Yeah, they have a lot
That
of
aren't just,
meaning.
like fully personal expression.
Yeah.
And you're seeing some that you really feel like aren't personal expression, but that you don't recognize. It's like they're clearly like marking tattoos, but you don't know what it is they're supposed to stand for. And you see some of those same symbols like carved into some of the pillars in here, and in various places around the club. But you're not really able to put any of it together.
That's some cool graffiti. Wonder if it's the gang sign.
they're clan symbols.
Look around for whatever suits your fancy, Rain. Follow your nose, if you will.
Wait, they're clan symbols?
Terry's gonna point out Gangrel to
Gangrel
Rain.
just... What is a Gangrel class?
Yeah, and Gangrel is a stylized wolf's head.
Oh, that looks dope. I'm gonna copy paste.
And as you sort of follow your nose, if you will, are you hunting?
I'm observing. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm a bit peckish, but this really isn't my. I like seclusion and silence, being the Sandman.
Terry wants to watch Blake hunt. Honestly, I'm not. I'm
So
not.
you see Blake.
I'm only at 1 hunger too, so I'm not eating.
So you see Blake wander over towards a section of the club, and you see some of the roses that you've come to recognize as the Toreador clan sign. And there's a fairly slight woman dressed all in leather, looking very much like a stereotypical dominatrix. And she has someone tied up, and there's no explicit sexuality involved in this. Like, it's not like people are naked and having sex, tied to the post or anything. But she has started to take on a very, what you would consider an artistic attempt at tying this person. Like the way the ropes are braided, the way that they're tied around the legs, the arms, the chest. And after having, spent, and just while you're watching, a good, 4 or 5 minutes getting all the ropes placed just right, she goes over to a series of tools on the wall near this particular sort of display area, and makes a show of choosing just the right whip. And she sort of hefts it, plays with it a little bit, and then goes back over. And at this point, there are 4 or 5 people who sort of gathered around to watch. And she starts flicking and striking the person that she's tied up. And she's very much making a performance of it. And you see Blake sort of get drawn into the performance. And they're, the 4 or 5 people who are also there watching, Blake sort of slowly and softly slinks up to one of them and just gently starts putting a hand on his shoulder. And
Is that
starts
what
to
you
sort
do,
of...
Blake?
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Well, you just take it from there. How are you going to capture your prey? And it's a good thing you didn't roll a 75 or better. Otherwise, you would have gotten fascinated by the performance.
Oh no. Well, it's funny.
And have been
because
distracted for a while until you fed.
I was like, Blake probably would have gone after the Dom.
You can always wait.
I think she would wait. She would wait to go after the Dom. She would kind of look around the crowd, and like you could see her kind of going from person to person. But she's entertained by this person who encapsulate, everyone's attention is drawn on her, and Blake's the kind of person that likes the attention on her, and so she's like, okay, I can do better than that. So she's gonna wait until the whole thing's done, and then she's gonna go after the boss of the room.
All right. So after the session is completed, the person has been untied and is just sort of, sitting back. Like there was quite a bit of, I'll say, apparent pain and whatnot involved. But the person seems to just be almost glowing afterwards, and is very thankful to the woman who did this. And after the crowd has sort of dissolved and moved on, Blake moves in and give me a charisma and persuasion check.
Okay. Charisma and persuasion. That's 3 successes.
That's good.
That's really good.
As this lady, she's finished, she turns around, she sees you. Just your simple presence, like you can see it strike her. Her jaw kind of drops, and she sees you walk up to her, and she's just putty in your hands.
Perfect. Blake is going to just kind of walk by her and then wait for her to come to Blake. It's a power move.
And you walk to that dark corner, and the woman realizes, like, she was gaping and staring. She sort of shakes herself, gives it about 30 seconds just to not make it look like she followed you like a little puppy, but then makes her way over to you and is asking, like, have I seen you here before?
You would remember if you had, wouldn't you?
Yes. Yes, I would.
So Blake will shrug. I guess not then.
And we'll just let that scene pass.
There you go, Terry.
All she did was walk up.
That's all she had to do.
All she fucking did was walk up.
Blake's food walks to her.
Since
Terry,
we're
you've seen
in-
Blake walk. You know it would work.
You'd follow her too.
It's true. Maybe Terry's feeling jealousy.
Since we're in here, it'd be a shame to just let all these perfectly good juice boxes.
This is
go
the time
waste.
to eat. This is the
Right?
buffet. Like,
And so Alex is going to look for somebody that's, late 20s, very strong athletic build, because he's looking to drain two hunger points from this one person. So he's going to make use of his
Oh, Alex is
compulsion
really hungry.
domination ability to pull somebody into one of the back corners and just keep feeding from them for the length of the scene.
Okay. So
To hunger. I
you
think that's because I think it says that's the max you can do for a non-harmful drink from a human. So I'm not trying to kill them, but just
right,
you're
yeah.
going to be
if you
very
get-
lightheaded.
Yeah, if you go to 3, you are very likely to kill the human. If you go 2, they're going to be drained for a few days. But yeah, you go back there again. You saw the bartender with the tattoo,
Yeah.
and you walk over to him just to kind of survey the room, and he looks at you and says, "Sir, is there anything that you would like? Anything I can get for you?"
I'm looking for something aged for about 27, 28 years.
Yes. Would you like that in the... We have a nice 30-year Scotch. I also have I can point you to a very good Burgundy, if that's what you're interested in.
I have found myself particularly growing fond of the local vineyards. If you have any such varieties.
I think I do. Give me just a moment. And he walks out from behind the bar, and you see him go weave his way over to one of the areas, and he leans over and whispers something into someone's ear, and you see a fit, looks like he probably played soccer, definitely, somewhat of a runner, still probably is, athletic and active, and wearing, a fairly well-tailored suit. He comes back with the bartender and introduces himself. Says, "Good evening. My name is Richard. Anthony here tells me that you were looking for something specific tonight?"
I heard that you had some interesting tastes.
Certainly not wrong.
In fact,
Come.
I was wondering if you might join me in this back corner, and he's going to actively dominate this guy's mind to compel him back into one of the corners of the room.
All right, go ahead and make the roll.
So long as I have eye contact with an unsuspecting human victim, as an unprepared mortal victim commanding a resisting victim, they get a roll. So I guess it'll be a contest of charisma and dominate versus their intelligence and resolve.
I'm going to say you're going to succeed. It's really just more of a question of, does this come off smoothly? Or is someone who is familiar with some things going to notice it?
It could get messy.
Mm.
I got the dominate dice. There we go. That is going to be 3 successes.
So, what to you, it's just perfectly natural. You're just telling this guy that you guys should go back over there and have a chat. And no one else would even think twice about it. But you know, like you feel the force of your will reach out and just grab this guy. And you could make him walk on his hands and do, backflips over there if you felt like it. But that's not what you're here for.
No need for showing off just yet.
But yeah, he is absolutely under your control. And you're able to direct him wherever you'd like him.
Can Terry try and see if anyone in attendance here is a part of the Anarchs?
Absolutely.
Since he's not going to be eaten, he's just kind of observing, just kind of, hanging out at the party. That's what he wants to try to figure out.
Okay. What would you like to use to do that?
That's a great fucking question. Streetwise and charisma.
Streetwise and charisma.
Or intimidation and charisma. I don't know.
I mean,
There's
if
also,
you're going around interrogating people,
yeah,
I'm thinking it feels more like an insight.
Okay, I've got 2 dots in insight and charisma.
Yeah, I'll let you use your charisma.
Okay. I got 2 successes.
So, as you're looking around, again, since you're not here to hunt, you're looking around and trying to find the areas where, is there another hunter here? I mean, you watched Blake hunt. You saw Alex go off and make his way into another, out of the way corner of the club. And you're trying to get a feel for, it's like, okay, what would an anarch be like? Because, I mean, you've never met them that you know of. At least not in a...
Oh, I think my headphones died. I have no idea what he's saying right now. Well, shit.
But since you guys have broken into the warehouse, you've acquired new information about what is being moved and how it's being moved. And since Rain is getting called into work, I think we'll probably wrap things up there with everyone having a nice little snack before bed.
Have a good. Thank you for the session.
Yeah,
Thanks for running, Ben.
No problem,
Have a good
guys.
night, everybody.
Have a good
Thanks,
night.
Raymond.
Have a good night. And
You
Night,
guys
everybody.
too.
until
And now you have another place to go feed.
I know. How exciting.
Down from 3 hunger. I feel a lot better now.
Right?
Yeah, when you're like, I need 2 dots worth, I was like, damn, you were hungry.
It's like, yeah, I don't want this going up any higher. Like, I'm gonna have to feed the session.
I got you.
I mean, and honestly, that's like one of those things. I go back and forth about, like, I don't want to sort of rare or not sidetrack things into a constant need to hunt and feed, but that should be kind of that ever present, like, hey, there's something we got to take care of.
It's more of a mindset where it's like, I want to deal with it now while I'm able to, because I'm assuming at some point in the near future, I'm going to be at a point where I can't feed, and I'd rather push that limit later.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And now you've been to break.
Is that the name of this place? Break?
Break.
Yep.
That's cool.
All right. Well, guys, I had fun. Hope you guys had fun too.
Lots of fun, yes.
We got a blood bar.
Blood bar.
Excellent.
Yay!